Shut up, be quiet. Shh. Shut up, stop crying. Shh. You don't wanna, you don't wanna, you don't wanna, you don't wanna.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching this video of mine from. Thank you so much for watching my other videos. And for those of you who subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. We are on the road to 100 subscribers, and I'm so excited to hit that number. Like I said, this is a new thing for me, so with every number I celebrate. Today, we want to expose a so-called reactor who doubles as the money point for the lazy gang. Money that is sent to Nyabohanse boys to cause chaos and destruction. We want to unmask this woman today. This woman who's masquerading as Madam Investigator. Today we want to expose her. Today we want to unmask her. Please support me by watching this video to the very last second. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share with your friends so that they can share with their other friends and share and share and share to eternity. Thank you very much. Now, one thing that we are taught, not just in school, but our parents and even by the community, is that we must learn to take responsibility for our actions. So, when you have a grown woman, a mother and a wife, coming out and blaming someone else for something that she is responsible for, we begin to believe that the world is indeed twisted. And this YouTube world is getting more and more twisted. Carrot, let me ask you, what do you teach your children? Do you teach them to do things and then blame it on someone else as long as they can get away with it? Is that what you teach your children? Do whatever you want to do, but don't take responsibility, blame it on somebody else as long as somebody does not see you or you are not caught? Why am I saying this? Because yesterday I heard this woman saying that Marwa is responsible for the things that are happening in Nyabohanse now as I speak. You all know the things I'm referring to, the way Masubo One came out and threatened Popeg Africa. And later on we discovered that he has been threatening other people. So all these tendencies towards violence, she wants to blame it on Marwa. So first of all, before I come to this issue, I want to start by debunking some of her lies, because all along I have said this woman is a liar. She sits in that camera without batting an eyelid and lies in front of the camera. And she is fine with that. Oh my God. How does she even sleep at night after all the things she has said? Does she feel happy and satisfied with herself that she has accomplished something big? I ask myself that so many times when I look at her. Let's look at just 3 statements that she made recently. That's what I'm going to look at before I come to this issue of her blaming people for things she is responsible for. Now she says, we've had issues of people fighting from Nyabohanse. She says, we've had. Her and who? Because me, I've not had. I don't know if you, my viewers, have had issues of people fighting apart from what we had yesterday that went on between Mayugno and Sejo. Before that, have you heard of people fighting in Nyabohanse? How many issues of fights have you had? Please tell me, Carrot, because me, from where I'm standing, I've not had any. Who and who have fought before, apart from your Masubo being beaten up by Otengo Jr.? Is there any other person who has fought that you want to tell us about? Because you seem to know that people have been fighting in Nyabohanse every day. You see how this woman is a liar? And then she says, we have had stories of some of the boys walking with machetes. Again, I want to ask her, which other boys walk with machetes in that village? Carrot, can you tell us which boys walk with machetes? Because we've talked to people from that same village in Nyabohanse, and we have not heard of people walking with machetes. Apart from your Masubo, who else walks with machetes? Carrot, can you tell us? And she refers to them as boys. My dear, these are men with wives and children. Oh, oops, I forgot. They are not men with wives and children. They are boys that Carrot buys innerwears for. So yeah, they are boys. They are her boys because she buys them innerwears and many other things that I will not tell you here. But if you hear, you'll be shocked. This woman. That's why she refers them as boys, because she does things that a mother does to her children. And this same woman also gets them donors. She said it herself. That's not from me, from her. She said it herself. She gets them donors. So the truth is, she gets them innerwears, she gets them donors, and she controls them. She actually has them by the balls using those innerwears. Can't you see? She comes here and says, people walking with machetes. Which person walks with machete? Go around and ask in the whole of Nyabohanse. You'll be pointed at one person. Maximum 2 people that she knows of. And then she says, when the negative ones meet the positive ones, they start fighting. Exactly when did this happen? You see, this woman is just, she has lost it. She sits there in front of the camera and says that, and she laughs, that wizened laugh of hers. She is another person who says that Dee laughs like a hyena, and look at her laughing. You feel disgusted. Tell me, Carrot, when did the negative ones meet the positive ones and start fighting? Tell us here on camera, because you say things on camera. Just tell us this one also. You make generalizations, you say things that are general, which you cannot prove, which you do not provide proof for, and then you go on with your life as if you are not causing chaos in other people's lives. The only thing we know is that Masubo and company try to intimidate other young YouTubers. If that is what you call the negative ones meet the positive ones, then yes, your minions, Masubo and company, go around looking for young YouTubers to intimidate them. Is that what you call fighting? How would you even know they were fighting? So that's why you have planted people in Nyabohanse, people in your payroll who cause mayhem so they can report back to you. So is that what you call reaction? So exactly, to what exactly are you reacting? Tell us. Because you don't react to people's videos, you react to rumors that you hear from your Nyabohanse team. Then she says, they work in teams. Of course, yes, they work in teams. In Nyabohanse, these people work in teams. They choose to work with whoever they want. That is their democratic right. Even you, for example, you choose to work with On Trending and Ernest instead of Max. Isn't that a team? And isn't that your democratic right? Or when you used to work with Cleo Bonnie and whoever else, and was it, I don't know whether it was Kung Fu Fanta or the one who went to Nyabohanse to take the cake. What's his name? I can't have forgotten his name. You used to work with them as a team. So why are you complaining when Nyabohanse people are working in teams? Why should it bother you so much? And yet you, when you're working in some team, you don't complain. Or why does BBTV choose to not to work with you? Or Modesta chose not to work with you or your team? You used to call yourself, I can't remember the name anyway. You know it, so you know what I'm talking about. Weren't you working in a team that time? You created some online thing you'd meet once in a week and spread your lies. You and Cleo Bonnie and on trending and some other people. Got Matata, yes, got Matata. Huh? And Jam Tours or something. Weren't you a team? So why are you complaining that they work in teams in Nyabohanse? This is their democratic right, my dear. They choose who they want to work with, just like you choose who you want to work with, just like others choose not to work with you. The way BBTV, your famous CEO, decided they didn't want you in their team because you are the biggest liar they have ever seen. So working in teams is not the issue, Carrot. It is people like you who are causing the drama. And then you sit in your house, watch the drama, and make videos to feed your family. You cause chaos, then you sit back so that you can get content and get views. Look at this woman here. The donor money that is being used to cause chaos in this small village is channeled to people through you. We know that. You have even admitted it. Even Max has said it. You are the puppeteer, the drama director. That's why Max Zero pointed you out. Because you are trying to pull the donor away from him. Taking food from his mouth and giving it to somebody who can dance to your tune better. Are you waiting for these people to kill themselves so you can have content for your channel? That's what you're waiting for? So you can sing and dance drama and content? And for the next 1 month have enough content to feed your family? So this brings me to the main issue of my discussion. This woman had the nerve to come here and say, I blame Marwa. You know, you were talking about how these people are threatening each other, how Masubo is threatening others. In fact, you didn't say Masubo is threatening others. You said they are threatening each other, the way you always say, because you do not like telling the truth. You like swimming in those murky, strange, vague, grayish waters so that nobody knows whether you are telling the truth or a lie. So you had the nerve to come here and say, I blame Marwa. He is the one who introduced YouTube to Nyabohanse. You know, I looked at this woman and asked myself, what did I hear? You mean people can be this foolish? Because this is nothing else. This is just the height of ignorance. So when you stand there and say that people like you, they're always calling your name, you understand why. Because that ignorance, even a small child who is in PP1 will not be that ignorant. You are a YouTuber. Before you became a negative reactor, you used to watch Marwa. You basically were inspired by him and D. So do you blame him because you are a YouTuber? For all the nonsense that you are doing on YouTube, do you blame him? So let's now look at different scenarios. Safaricom introduced M-Pesa to Kenya and introduced M-Pesa kiosks to different villages in Kenya. Conmen have been using some of these to steal from people. Do you blame Safaricom? Do you blame Safaricom for conmen stealing from YouTube, from subscribers, or stealing from people from these M-Pesa kiosks, or using the M-Pesa app? And do you blame Marwa for the lies that you tell on YouTube? Or for introducing ill-motivated subscribers into Nyabohanse? Do you blame Marwa now? For example, introducing Masubo to donor money that he now uses to destabilize the village and cause chaos? Because from what I know, Masubo worked for Marwa. He was a sober man, making a honest living until you rang Max 1, and Max 1 reached out to him because he had a disagreement with the Marwa. The moment you hear somebody has a disagreement with Marwa, you quickly call Max so that Max can reach out to that person. And then you do what? You get donor money and give that person and tell the person, we will be paying you, don't worry, you'll be making money. Eh? So, are you blaming Marwa for what you turned Masubo into? A weapon of mass destruction? Are you blaming Marwa for that? Aren't you the same woman who came to Nyabohanze, courtesy of lazy gang sponsorship, to recruit gang members for your team? These same people who are fighting or who are beating each other or who are causing mayhem, aren't they the same people you buy innerwears from? The same people who scammed others? You're running an organization of criminals from your home in Bungoma, and you have the audacity to sit there and say, I blame Marwa? Shame on you. Now in Kenya, doctors are on strike. Do you blame the colleges that trained them to be doctors? Or the government that allowed or introduced this profession, medical profession, to Kenyan universities? How about internet scammers? Who do you blame? The person who introduced internet to the world? Or the Kenya government for allowing internet access into Kenya? Really, when I heard you talking, I just looked at you and got shocked that a woman who claims that she went to some school in Kenya can say such a thing. Do you see how people with chicken brains think? They can only see what is in front of them. That is how a chicken thinks. A chicken only sees what is in front of it. To look at side, the chicken has to turn. This is AMQ. To look aside, she has to turn. She only sees what is in front of her. Chickens don't take responsibility for anything. That's why they can shit everywhere and just walk away. Because they have no sense of responsibility. And that's how Carrot is behaving. That's why I'm saying she has chicken brain. This is the same Nairobi teacher mentality, where he can come here and blame Marwa for introducing people to YouTube and not teaching them how to handle success. And I asked him, if his wife has an affair with a teacher or a student in the school she's teaching, will she blame the TSC or the college that trained her? This small people mentality, you see, these two people come from the same area, Nairobi teacher and AMQ. They come from the same area. You see the brother-sister way of thinking? They are from the same school of thought, where you do things and you don't take responsibility for them. You want to blame somebody else. Why didn't you blame the Mezungu for bringing Western education to Africa? So we can blame them for the crimes and corruption that are happening in these African countries. Why don't you blame them? Because then we can have the chance to blame them for all these things that are happening in our countries. Carrot herself confessed that she introduced these people to donors. She buys them underwears, and these donors send them money. When they send the money, they give instructions on how they want the money to be spent or to be used, including how this money will be used to destabilize the whole village or to fund activities and people to destabilize the village. She confessed this herself. So why isn't she taking responsibility for taking donor money and sending it to people who she knows very well are going to cause chaos in a village that has been peaceful all this time? When I'll go back to Mama Ann's house, when Marwa came back last year, is it last year or the other year, and put up Mama Ann's house, he introduced a number of people to YouTube, both from Nyabohanse and outside Nyabohanse. We did not hear this kind of shenanigans. We did not hear any of these shenanigans. There were no fightings, there were no quarrels, there were no machetes, there were no threats, nothing. Competition will always be there. Healthy competition is encouraged in any business environment. So if these guys were competing, that's fine. But what did the lazy gang do? They started planting spies with different intentions to stabilize the village so as to discredit Marwa. And the first implant was Max 1 or Max 0, because he also has nothing in his head. That's why he can be used by women. And then, when Masubo felt discontented with Marwa for whatever reason that I will not go through just now, Max 1 reached out to him. And what did they do? They got together. And what did Carrot do? Reach out to them with donor money and tell them there's money coming, a lot of money, will fund you. Do whatever you want. She is the mastermind of all these things. Now she's looking for someone to blame. You took money from people and put it in the hands of an illiterate man. And then you want to blame the person who brought the light? Before you and your lazy gang brought together this gang with money from your subscribers, were there fights and threats? Max was a reactor. He threatened people, yes. I remember how he threatened David, but did he raise a knife at anybody? No. But when you use donors' money to fund people who you know are criminals, what do you expect? You see how ignorant you are, Carrot? Claiming that you know how to study people, yet you brought a man with criminal tendencies on YouTube platform and is now being weaponized by your own subscribers and funders. So go back to the drawing board, AM Carrot. Pull out your operative from Nyabohanse before he commits a crime that you will be responsible for. Because the money trail starts with you, Carrot. You. Go back to reaction and get out of these criminal activities before they destroy you. Listen to your CEO who said reactors are not investigators. They react on videos that have been posted, not hot air. You react on hot air. The buck starts and ends with you, AM Carrot. I am telling you today, and that is the truth. The buck starts and ends with you. You weaponized Masubo. Go and de-weaponize him. Do your children know that you are a home wrecker? Does your mother know that you trash other people's mothers? Does your son know that you buy underwears for other men? Please, Carrot, go and educate yourself. Take responsibility for your actions. Don't blame other people for the things you have done. Take the mirror and look at yourself and see what you are doing. And for once in your life, be responsible for what you have done. For once, BBTV came out and told Masubo that what he did was wrong. So it is time for you also to stand up and point out what is wrong. Stop behaving like an ostrich that sat there with its head in the sand and continued with life, thinking that things will not change. Things are going to change, Carrot. And you'll be shocked when they change. You will not know what has hit you. The days of a thief There are only 40, and the clock is ticking. You better wake up before the count of 40 reaches. Thank you very much, my subscribers, my watchers, my listeners.
Shut up, be quiet.
Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe so we can hit that 100 points. 100 points. May God bless